But we have several times in 13 and 14 that this pillar of cloud by day and pillar of fire by night is mentioned. Verse 21, by day the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light. Chapter 14, verse 19, then the angel of God who had been traveling in front of Israel's army withdrew and went behind them. The pillar of cloud also moved from in front and stood behind them, coming between the armies of Egypt and Israel. Throughout the night, the cloud brought darkness to the one side and light to the other side, so neither went near the other all night long. Then skipping down to verse 24, during the last watch of the night, the Lord looked down from the pillar of fire and cloud at the Egyptian army and threw it into confusion. This is a angel of God we have on verse 19, who is in this pillar of cloud and fire. It is a guiding light. I can't imagine what this must have been like to have this column of cloud, which provided them shade from the bright sun, but later on we're going to see it actually divides them and prevents the Egyptian army from finding them. It provides light for Israel and darkness for Egypt. Imagine what it would have been like. In the future, we're actually going to see God speaking through the cloud. Exodus 33, 9 through 10, Numbers 12, 5 through 6, Deuteronomy 31, 15 through 16, and Psalm 99, verse 7 are all instances of God speaking from this cloud. It stays with verse 22 of 13. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. This will continue to be a guiding element and God's present with the Israelites. Let's actually flip to the very end of Exodus. We just read the very end of Genesis. Let's do the last few verses of Exodus, picking it up on Exodus 40, verse 34. Exodus 40, verse 34. Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled on it, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And all the travels of the Israelites, whenever the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle, they would set out. But if the cloud did not lift, they did not set out until the day it lifted. So the cloud of the Lord was over the tabernacle by day, and fire in the cloud by night, in the sight of all the Israelites during all their travels. That's the close, the last little paragraph of the book of Exodus. God used the cloud to guide the Israelites. They would stay if the cloud was staying, but if the cloud moved in front of them, they would pick up all their tents, all their camps, everything, and they would follow the cloud until it stopped. It guided them. Israel as a nation, as we study Exodus, we are going to see God directly intervene and interact with his people. And as I read that, there's part of me that is just, I long for Moses' interaction with God. Moses spoke to God. And the same way, the Israelites seeing these amazing things, seeing the plagues, the mighty things happen in Egypt, seeing what we're going to discuss in a second of the parting of the Red Sea, seeing all these elements. But we are going to realize as we look at Israel as a nation, no one ever believes because of the miracles. And though you see miracles, doubt quickly follows. And despite seeing these amazing things happen, Israel still is going to doubt. And we're going to see this as we continue on. But application. We do have today a pillar to guide us. A pillar to guide us by day, a pillar to guide us by night. It is our Bibles. God has given us this word as a guide for us. Israel did not have this in Moses' day, but we do, and it does give us instruction. I love the acronym Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. Explains it perfectly. Use this as a pillar in your life to guide you by day or by night, when you're on the top of the mountain or when you're in the valley. This is your resource to use. Continuing on,